A new hero draws near for the 4th anniversary.
I'm the Luminary. It is my duty to protect Erdrea and the world train from desolate destruction. Now the time is nigh to fulfill our destinies. My name's 11, the hero of an elusive age. As the Luminary, my character building lets me push myself beyond normal limits. My mark of the Luminary has me withstand some damage, even protects my stats buffs from all being cleared away instantly. As a time traveler, I can heal myself when my health drops low enough and get pepped up too. Idrisel's blessings also has me recover some health and magic as the battle goes on. And if awakened, my overflowing spirit also has raised some of my stats and clear stats problems too. And if I'm really awakened, my dauntless courage lets me dish out some more damage when my health's high enough. Time to pep up! When pepped up, I can both deal more damage while resisting damage at me too. Eternal Wind! It's a moderate breath attack that uses my attack stat, and sometimes has my target snoozing. Blade Splitter! It's a physical stab attack that often lowers my enemy's physical reds. Even a hero like me is not afraid of the dark. Thunderbolt Quadra Slash! It's a physical stab attack that always clears through the target's defense staff who are hurting them a lot. Time for pet power! Jump and charge! It's a physical whoosh attack that slashes in an X shape, whereas in the center it gets cut down twice. Want some more? Got another pep power for you all! Freeze Cracker! It deals major spell damage and uses my attack stat that punches through anything enemies that damage or reducing attacks. Those 2 pep powers can only be used when pepped up. Really hope you can stab me for my banner. Let's send Colossus packing for sure!
Long ago, back when humans and monsters lived in peace in Orchestra, there were 5 monsters who wielded immense powers, known as the 5 Fiends. Nowadays, a strange phenomenon is turning many monsters more and more vicious, thus becoming a real hassle in Orchestra today. It's all thanks to a major problem from the past that's behind it all. An archfiend that goes by the name Gargios felt betrayed after a certain incident, and launches an invasion to destroy all humankind. During this, a strange dark aura that drives monsters mad slowly engulfs the world. The Blessed Baton's original owner, Amity, and the 5 Fiends had no choice but to take arms against their old friend, Gargios. Gargios' might was overwhelming, and the 5 Fiends had to hold him back as Amity must seal him away, along with the 5 Fiends too. Although they managed to seal away Gargios, Amity's life was lost in the process, and the 5 Fiends' sealed forms were scattered across the world's continents. Thus, many ages passed by. Our hero, who now wields the Blessed Baton, and fueled by Amity's will, goes on a breathtaking adventure with Medini and Magellan, and many others too. The 5 Fiends were brought back, yet to at modern times, but were corrupted by the Dark Aura, and spread havoc across each of the continents. Thanks to the help and cooperation of many of the continent's locals, our hero battled each of the 5 fiends and helped them return to their old selves again. And now that the 5 fiends have all teamed up with our heroes, they're all ready to storm Gargios' dark castle and put a stop to the sinister archfiend for good. Main Story Part 6's first half begins August 27th. Furthermore, all new permanent content opens on the same day, the Temple of the Conductor. The 5 fiends, along with 2 new monsters with powers that rival their own, the Crimson Dragon and the Wise Necromancer. Each have in store numerous trials based on their very legends one can even imagine. Now's the time to master the baton's true power! First, we have Red Crypt, the thundering beast god from Bravos, whose shield is not to be trifled with. Next up's Elegia, a winged guardian of her new family who soars through the lush jungles of Woodwind. Then there's Azuro, a robotic monster who lights up the bonds and shares with many allies from Percuso. Followed up by Lumisa, Gordania's icy princess who misses her parted sister Varese, yet still willing to make her people proud at last. And finally, there's Largo, a lone warrior of Kibodos that always fights with a sense of honor. Introducing Nerlin. She's the Crimson Dragon lost in ages of time. And lastly, there's Narich, the Wise Necromancer who was also lost in ages of time. All new dungeons that focus on a certain element are open. Conquer them with teams that do well against the elements you fight through. There are 2 items you can get from those stages, Elemental Crystals and Elemental Lights. Just one of these crystals can strengthen the baton's elemental power that only works with confines in the temple. Enhance each element's potencies as you tread deeper into the dungeons. The Elemental Lights can power up a unit's elemental mastery rank. Certain kinds of lights are needed for each ally's mastery to grow. Press on through the dungeons and supercharge your friend's abilities. There are 3 types of elemental stages with their own levels of difficulty. Challenge the boss by clearing the other type stages on the same level. And each of the 5 fiends in the new phases await you. And then, after fully clearing any of the tough dungeons, the retrospective boss will join you, already max awakened. It's up to you to add them to your team. Demonstrate tremendous power and conquer the Temple of the Conductor. That's not all. There's going to be a score challenge with many to compete in. You can even see other players' lineups and see how well they did as you give it a try. Take notes off of them and aim for a higher score. Each of the 5 fiends in their new palace are much larger than normal. They wield their own sets of grueling attacks. And they're so large they can even advance forward and push back your allies. Try using attacks to cover wide areas of effect. Rack up lots of damage from one giant blow. And, coming real soon, instantly collect 20 tickets based off each element for a special 140 total pull scout banner.
looks like the future may turn bright for Orchestra at last. Maybe I can be a big help in that. Well, until next time, happy anniversary!